Hello, welcome back to the third part already of this Unnatural selection orchestra version video thing. It's going great, we have the intro all done, and now it's time for the big bang, the big band, or in this case the orchestra coming in. So let's first do the drum part, because I believe that, and it's kind of like the foundation of what the next part is riding on. Okay, so that doesn't sound all too complicated. It's basically 8 on the bass drum. And I think I hear a hi-hat going on every beat, and combined with the snare going at every accent on the guitar and bass part. So we'll just go ahead and fill this in. So it's a bass all along the way, and the hi-hat, if you could shut it with your foot, it's like a cross. So on every beat. Okay, let me just see if it started off with a crash. Yes, it does. Crash. Oh, of course. Don't forget tempo change. Goes a lot quicker now. 159. That's quite a bit faster than that 63 we had in the beginning. There you go. Snare comes in. Like that. Okay, so actually when the snare is hit, there's no bass. This measure is really not that complicated. No bass again. A snare and also the floor tom at the first one. 2 snares, and to finish it off, another snare. So let's hear this drum beat for now. Okay, so this is a part where it starts to get kind of like, you gotta make decisions now. If you keep on hitting a note on a guitar, it sounds thick. But if you got a lot of instruments from an orchestra doing that, which don't really know the song and don't really know what type of vibe they need to give to it, it won't sound the way you want it. So in order to get that real clear and make sure that they play it in the way I want to play it, I need to really think about how I'm going to write this down. And I also really need to look at what instruments are going to play which parts. So yeah, it just starts off with a D, a G, and I want the trombones to play that, because I think trombones, I think that would work. So I don't want the trombones to play the high notes, so the bip bip. I don't want to give those notes to the trombone, because then they have to switch around and it might get a bit messy. We've got these other instruments like the alto saxophone, the flugelhorns, and the trumpets, which are way more comfortable in that range, and it gives it a greater punch if they can just focus on those notes. I can play that too. Okay, so the pauken, timpani, I guess you call them. It's got to be like dug-a-dung. So in order to make that happen, because the bugger is before the first beat of the measure, so those notes had to be 3 seconds long instead of a full measure. So now like that. So this is an first F F and then E flat E flat. It should sound good. I think those are the wrong notes. Oh, of course. There's a key change. Ah. Alright, so now it should sound good. Yes. I am going to put the emphasis on the first note, but apart from that, nothing. So now the fun part, so that part. Alright, so the ones which have been playing that G all the time are now going to play the lower note. So should be manageable. Alright, F, D, F, F sharp. Alright, a fun part about making these orchestra versions is you go so in depth in every note that's being played, in every chord progression, in every melody line. It's just so impressive to see all the thought that went into this, especially with Muse. It's all so interesting and normally doesn't go the way you would expect it to go. That's what I like about Muse. There's one thing I like about Muse. I like a lot of things about Muse, and I hope you find that interesting too, and I hope you learn something from this. Alright, so this one goes from an F to an F sharp, and then an F sharp again. Alright, so how it sounds now is like this. Something seems off, and I think I found out why. So we're gonna open our piano tab again. We're gonna listen to these notes, and something weird it does is it includes the drums on the piano. Look, so if you see like a C and it doesn't belong in a chord, it's because it's the drum part. So as you can see, there are two G's being played. I'm gonna say sorry, tuba, but you're only gonna kick in here, because I hear that in the intro there's no bass, or maybe there is, but it plays an octave higher, and in that case I just don't want a tuba. But I do hear that when the part comes in, then the bass starts playing low. I want more people to play this G. It needs to be way more powerful, and the xylophone can play that actually. Oh, that's a bit low. Now I want euphoniums to play that too. You know what? I'm sorry. I like the euphoniums, and the euphoniums work well with saxophones, but I need more people to play that G. So here we go. Like that. All right. Alright, so one full riff is 4 measures long, so before the vocals come in, it's 8 measures. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the bass like that, with the hi-hat in every measure, snare, and what I think I'm going to do, because I think it will sound better like that, on every measure, and the 8th after that, floor tone, so do-do, check do-do, check do-do, to give more of an emphasis on that first and third beat. Now I've got the drum part down. We did, in the beginning we had the trumpets doing the vocal line, and I want to keep it that way. Okay, so the bass just basically does the same as the rest, but then an octave lower. So the bass part sounds like this. Right, so as you see, it just stays the foundation of the riff. The other notes are going to be played by these instruments up here, and the euphonium are going to play that too. If you take this walk out of context, it will be just da 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 da. I mean, sounds alright, but I guess if you read it for the first time, you'll be like, what is this supposed to mean? You know, it's going to be quite odd. Alright, let's just listen to how this sounds for now, so I'll know if I'm going in the right direction. Okay, maybe I could let one of them play an octave, maybe like this. Yeah, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Should I let the xylophone play this too? Guess we'll find out. Yeah, that's awesome. Alright, love that. Ba, 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 ba. This is how it should sound like, and I think we just did it. So let's see what we've gotten. out of this session. Let's go. This is sounding great. If this is played by an orchestra, just envision this played by an orchestra with real instruments, and how awesome this is going to sound. And if I think about it, it sounds freaking amazing. It's going to be so cool. I'd like to thank you for watching, and thank you for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something maybe. And in that case, I'll see you in the next episode.